Deja Vu FM.
Lethal Bizzle, welcome to DejaVuFM.com.
Yes, what's popping?
When was the last time you were on Deja?
Boy, last time I was on Deja, we're going way back. Is Sting still about?
Yes.
Big up Stingaling. It was a while ago, man. I'm talking like a few years ago, man. Legendary station, man. I got a lot of respect and time for Deja Vu, man. Definitely helped, start my career off, man. And a lot of people's, but yeah.
Good. That's what we like to hear. The new single, They Got It Wrong. Is it kind of you telling people that they underestimated you? Would that be fair to say? And you're still going strong?
Yes and no. Not just me, just kind of like everyone from our genre, like, because obviously, being from the scene, the underground, it's hard to kind of break out of it and get support beyond that. And I just think a lot of people just thought, the music was just forever going to stay on that level. I don't think they ever would have expected people like myself or Wiley or Dizzy or, Kanos to be, performing and, having success beyond the underground. And, I'm just kind of like jogging a few people's memory and just, the video kind of shows a few montages of, a few shows around the world that we do. Just a few doubters who just might have thought that this thing might not have lasted this long or ever gone anywhere because it was a new wave, so no one kind of knew what was going to happen. And, so it's kind of shown that they kind of got it wrong, basically, yeah.
Are you happy with the direction the scene's going at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's cool, man. I think it's definitely come a hell of a long way, from Deja Vu days, from, doing, sets and 2 a.m. and, and now, we're performing in front of thousands of people, Tiny Tempur selling out O2 arenas and, it's come a hell of a long way. And it's just good to just see that we are finally getting, I wouldn't say equal opportunity, but we're getting an opportunity to showcase our talent, as much as, a lot of the mainstream artists normally get. We are getting a chance now. So it's a good spot to be in.
Yeah. Some see you as this kind of guy that just makes like hype records just to get the money, get your P and stuff. And it's not sometimes always about credibility and stuff like that. Do you think that's a true statement, or do you think that...
No, I think that's far from, man.
Yeah.
I think that's probably from, like, people probably don't even know I've got 4 albums out, if you include the Morphi Crew album.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe a lot of those people obviously haven't heard my albums before, because a lot of my albums are, very different, very deep, talking about some real subjects and stuff. And, I love, like, don't get me wrong, my signature sound is making club music and people jumping up and down and going crazy. But, I'm an artist and, on my albums, I'm talking about real life subjects that, that's happened to me or happened to friends and people can maybe relate to. So for those people, just check out my albums, man. I've got 3 albums. Or you can check out the Morphi Crew album as well. That's 4 albums. So yeah, there's a lot of music for you to do your research on. I've done a compilation called Best of Bizzle that's got like all my favourite sort of songs on there. So you can check that out as well if you want to know a bit more about what I do rather than just, hearing the songs in the club. Because there's a lot of songs that are not for the club that are just, for you just to listen to and, get inspired or if you want to know about, certain things. But yeah.
Did you ever think that when you made Power it was going to be as big as it actually was, though?
No way. I don't think anyone. Well, I don't think anyone makes music. Well, I don't make music like that. I make music just for the sake of making the music and, making a good song. Try and make the best song as possible. And all you can hope for is the best and hope people like it. I just wanted to make a song that represented what I was doing, represented the scene I was representing, and be in the clubs. Because I think at that time when I made Pow, there was no real songs in the club. Like all the songs will be in like kind of like just not getting taken seriously anymore because the media were really kind of like very like negative around the whole grime garage sound, so a lot of people didn't want to support it anymore. So I just wanted to just make a song that will just get in the clubs basically and bring back some hype around the scene.
Yeah, okay. I just want to talk with you, Dench. Got the Dench top on today.
Dench.
How did you feel when you heard that Dame Judy Dench was like repping your top and cap and bigging you up? You must have heard the interview.
Yeah. So. It was amazing. It was it was surreal. I was listening to it and I just couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. I was kind of worried because I didn't know what she was going to say. And then to hear her say those things, I was just like, wow, like, you know, you are Dame Judy Dench, James Bond legend, worldwide A-list Hollywood star.
Yeah.
You know who I am. And on top of that, co-signing the brand, like, yeah, it couldn't have been, like, you can't buy that co-sign or that type of marketing. It's just... It's out of this world, man.
Yeah. I just love her in the hat, though. It cracks
I know,
me up
it's
every
so
single
crazy.
time.
It's crazy. It's like that's just my icon. Like, it's only not on there for my Twitter now because I'm promoting my new single, which you can download now. But yeah, she's an amazing person. She's so cool, man. She's got to be the coolest, like the denchest woman out there, man. Just so cool and down to earth, man.
Yeah. I've got to ask, what are the next steps for you? Because you kind of come from the streets, you've had the commercial success. Pow, for me, as a DJ, is still one of the biggest tracks that has lasted so long, like almost
crazy.
10 years. And it never fails to get a dance floor going.
Yeah,
what is there that you just think, I've got to achieve that?
I want to get a number 1 single. I definitely want to get one. I definitely want to get a number 1 single. I'm not chasing it, but I would like one. And yeah, I just really want to try break Dench internationally now. You know, like we've really done a good job in the UK, and you know, I really want to try take it across the pond to, you know, the States and Europe, and you know, try and push it as far as I can. Because you know, with clothing, we can go anywhere. It's a lot more accessible than music, you know, and it could be like an avenue to get the music in certain territories as well via the clothing line. So, you know, loads of projects in the pipeline. I've got a ladies line coming as well, Stage ladies clothing line. So look out for that, ladies. I've got your back on that.
Can I have a freebie?
Yeah, 100%, man. When it's ready, I'll get you two bits and bobs.
All right. And I've just got to ask. Obviously, you know that Deja love fresh and new talent. Who on the underground do you want to see just blow up, like for you?
Who do I want to see blow up? I definitely want to see Krypton Conan blow up. They are absolutely like real talented kids. And there's a guy called Squeaks from North London, like on like the rap UK scene. Like, he's just so sick. His voice is crazy, flow, bars, everything is just hard. So he's definitely a guy you should be looking out for. Definitely.
I agree with both of those, actually. All right, wicked. It's been wicked speaking to you.
Thank you, man.
Finally, what's the Twitter? What's the Facebook? If people want to get in touch?
Check me out on Twitter at Lethal Bizzle. Facebook is Lethal Bizzle Music. And if you want anything Stay Dench, hit up staydench.com and get all your apparel from there.
Thank you.